Okay, here we are officially together on our Meditation Wednesday. As always, it's such a joy to see your faces. It makes me smile. It makes Nancy smile. We like the pre-call. And it's so good to be with those of you who are joining us in the Eternal Now via recording.
Yeah, yeah. So let's enter the soul field together. I'll light the candle for us. And just as a reminder, know that whatever you're carrying that you need to leave behind for a moment or hold, you can use the Temple of Divine Perfection to hold it for you. And so as we're starting to connect, just take a second to connect with your body and see what is in your body that needs to maybe pay attention to, relax, or put in the temple of divine perfection. Just notice what's there. And as you're noticing, just get comfortable. If possible, your spine straight. And notice your breath. Just notice.
And then notice what happens when you just take a moment to connect and notice. It's sort of like a different consciousness or presence or awareness comes online. And feel the body differently and the breath differently and the space around you differently. And
So often we live in our minds, and this is an opportunity to connect to our bodies, connect to something deeper.
you begin to notice in that connection, in that slightly different perceptual field that's opening, you start to notice a greater sense of connection to the earth, to the sacred, to your eternal nature, to the field of soul, the consciousness of soul. And each breath is an invitation to come into that more fully, to begin to really take refuge in the sacredness that you are and that you are connected to. And to sort of let each breath be a breathing alive into that sacred remembrance, where your body begins to sparkle, the space around you begins to sparkle. And as that happens, you feel that you can settle into the body and the sacred moment more and more fully. You can feel your nervous system sort of downshifting. Oh, and perhaps there's a sigh to encourage even more of that. Coming into the back line of the body, breathing into the pelvic floor. And beginning to surrender into that gravitational pull. This is the Earth Mother literally pulling you to her body, embracing you, wanting you here. And you allow yourself to sink into that. You allow your body and her body to harmonize with one another. And if there's anything this body of yours is needing, and it doesn't need to be a conscious awareness of that, just sort of a talking to the body, if there's anything you need, this abundant earth is here to provide that for you. And so let the body begin to receive directly the elements, the flora, the fauna, whatever this body needs from this field and this plane and this terrain of earth. You can directly receive that, and you begin to allow that. And you can feel it, not even having to know what it is, this influx of goodness. It's tangible. You can feel the goodness coming to you. And you feel that you become like a sponge and you can absorb that goodness, more and more of it. And as that goodness is coming in, you may notice that you're able to release tension and strain and stress with a little more ease. And so you bring a little presence, a gentle presence to any place where your heart or mind or body is feeling strain, stress, tension, ailment. And you just invite gentle breath into those places. And a deep receptivity of the nourishment there. And an invitation to let go, even if just for now. And remember the exquisite way that you're held. By the earth, by your own mystical nature, by the field of soul, the soul field that you're residing in. And letting yourself plug directly into your sources of spiritual support and nourishment, your personal pipelines. It's like you open those valves and you let that support flow in, especially to those places in your mind, body, heart, life, where you're holding or having strain or stress. So there's this flow into you, like beautiful water flowing or gentle breeze moving, or a fog of fairy dust coming. in through those channels of sacred connection. And again, you let yourself be like a sponge and you receive the nourishment from your unique sacred channels. You can feel the base of the skull opening, the well of dreams. And you can feel the shoulders dropping and letting go of the story that it's all up to you. As you remember the divine embrace, lean into it, you receive from it. You keep receiving. And as you do, you begin to sparkle more and more. The light that you are is scintillating. And it feels good. You can feel it. You are becoming more and more radiant. And it's this interesting thing that as you radiate, it doesn't deplete, it actually calls in more of the goodness from the earth and from those sacred sources that are pouring in. It amplifies the goodness flowing in. And this is the way of the sacred path, that we receive and we become radiant in a way that's generative. It generates even more receiving. And so, from this place where you're plugged in and you're being poured into, see if there's anybody in your life, a person or a group of people, anybody in your life that you would love to bless with this radiant goodness. And you notice, of course, that you're already connected with this one or these beings. And that there's a pathway that runs from you to them, and you begin to just let the radiance, like you're opening the valve between you and them now. And you let that radiance that's flowing into you and flowing out of you flow into them. And as you do, you can feel an even greater influx. The crown opens more. The well of dreams opens more. The back of the sacral center opens more. Your body draws in more goodness. And you become more radiant. And there's this amplification of light that's occurring. It feels magical and miraculous. It may even make you smile. And you keep receiving. You keep allowing your radiance to flow as a blessing. And you notice the more that it flows, the more you receive. The more that it flows, the more you are filled up. And you notice this one that you are blessing, or this group that you're blessing, that they start to radiate. And that automatically opens their receiving from the earth, from their sacred sources. It's like you reminded them of what was possible. And now you can come back to yourself completely and allow yourself to continue to be ministered to. So we invite you to stay in this place of deep nourishment as long as it feels good for you. We're so grateful to have spent this sacred time with you.
Let yourself continue receiving the energies that were flowed in for you and for others. We'll see you at the next soul field experience. Blessings.